Hare Krishna. The practice of yoga includes a very important element of controlling the senses. Yoga Indriya Samyama. The practitioners of mystic yoga, they have a great trouble to curb the senses from the sense objects. But for Bhakti Yoga practitioners, they need not put a special effort to control the senses. Rather, they just dovetail the senses in the service of Krishna. That makes it control of senses very easy. Why we need to control the senses? Senses are supposed to be under the control of mind, and mind is supposed to be under the control of intelligence. But if it goes other way, if senses start becoming strong and control the mind, and mind starts influencing the intelligence, it goes topsy-turvy. Just like in an office, we have the head of the office, the manager, and then we have the peon and rest of the staff. So it's but natural that the manager's instruction should be taken by peon. But if manager is just ordered by a peon, then it's not a natural situation. Similarly, in our body, it's like an office where the senses are supposed to listen the words of the mind, and mind is supposed to listen the words of intelligence. So the whole practice, what we do in spiritual life, is to curb the senses, to keep the senses under control. So Bhakti yogis don't try to control the senses, rather they put senses in such activity that they automatically get control. Now some may ask, what's the problem? Senses are there meant to be utilized for sense activity, sensual activity. But actually that's a problem, because that becomes a trap in a spiritual life. In Shastra, that examples are given, just like eyes. The he-elephant gets into a big trap, though it's so strong, well built, but still, because it gets trapped to the skin, she wants to get in touch with she-elephant, and she runs after her and falls in the big ditch and loses whole control. Similarly, there is nose, like smell, the sense of smell. There's a bees who go into the flowers and spend a lot of time trying to take the nectar out. But some flowers close down as soon as there is sunset, and the bee gets caught in that and loses life. Similarly, the tongue, the fishes are so alert, but still they fall a prey to any insect or some worm put on the fisherman's red thread. They get caught and they lose their life. Similarly, the ears, the deers are so fond of sound, and the hunter plays a music, and they just run towards it and fall a prey to the hunter's arrangements. Likewise, eyes, likewise skin. So all these senses are basically to be utilized, but not to fall a prey or a trap to lose our Krishna consciousness. So whole yoga practices that we use all these senses in service of Krishna. Like we use our eyes in seeing the beautiful form of the Lord. We use the ears to hear the beautiful narrations about the Lord. We use our tongue to describe and glorify the Lord. And we use our sense of touch in serving the Lord's lotus feet and devotees. So like that, Ambarish Maharaj is mentioned to be an ideal devotee who used all his senses, not only knowledge gathering senses, but also working senses in Krishna's service. So that's our whole effort or the practice in devotional service. How we can utilize our senses, mind and intelligence in Krishna's service. So we can't do it on our own. We need the guidance of Guru and Shastra to make this effort successful. Hare Krishna.